But this was, I think, one of the more important things to ground the conversation at this point in the AI race for the Bitcoin miners, because as we said on the pod before, IREN is taking a completely different approach, at least for its nascent AI business, is spinning up GPUs on its sites, and it is running cloud out of its own, self-owned data center. So all the other ones like Core Scientific, Cypher, TeraWulf, they've gone the other route. They're doing PowerShells. They're providing infrastructure and doing co-location for another company's GPUs. That could totally change, like you said, if Sweetwater ends up getting a 1 gigawatt tenant. And that's a huge deal if that ends up happening. Then IREN really could be running away with away from the pack here, because it has both in its clause. But right now, JPMorgan in the report, they reckon that like co-location in terms of gross revenue per megawatt comes in at about 3.7 to 8.6 million per megawatt. Versus 5.3 million per megawatt for IREN's co-location. So it's like if you average out, or for IREN's cloud business, if you average out the co-location revenue per megawatt, you're almost there. But the thing that JPMorgan also points out is that you have a refresh cycle for all that hardware, probably about 3 to 5 year, 4-year depreciation cycle where you want to get new stuff in. Obviously, that's extremely CapEx intensive. And that's one of the reasons why some of these other miners have decided not to go that route. They know that game from Bitcoin mining. It's incredibly brutal to stay ahead of the ASIC hardware cycle, and same with GPUs. And it's incredibly cost intensive. And they would rather just have, sell the picks and shovels, so to speak, or rather sell the infrastructure than have to deal with all of that.